is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Interpol and FBI, they have shown interest in Chairman Wontumi's case. And as I speak, Yoko boss, the wife, their life, it is in danger. And this guy needs to be picked up wherever he is tonight. He needs to be picked up. So even Monday, say Chairman Wontumi ko fear. By Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he will be picked up again. No be cancel. No tenase say yes Kevin yewi, yes Kevin a froster, yes Kevin I say na den tina me nya nipa ba kumpom ba bonte be ka say Kevin dupu no.
Kevin Taylor and 18 no. I say what is someone for Kevin yewi, Kevin a froster. Na unya obi ba ku say single person no be ka say Kevin e defraud me. Now that so kan wan hwe bia wo ene be pick you. Ebia se no Okatakyie na ma working and a Kevin and gay na a defraud the amount for sa ebia na won so akotina social media so what say do Okatakyie canals wo kebi we need evidence ebia wo and a Kevin say ye be pick you. After so Okatakyie dey sa expose ne buy no Kevin Taylor enka gen ho asem pio on defending ne bi na man focus Kevin Taylor between nadam funana. Oh Kevin and na wesa. Now, Kevin, leaking information be was Interpol FBI for omo interested in Chairman Wontumi case no. It is a chairman Kofi Friday kura e ka next week convention. So Kofi Monday kura Wednesday Tuesday Wednesday on besa Chairman Wontumi. International dey anwa edun
Power changes. Me catch them say NDC be winning elections. Me catch them say NDC be winning elections in the Free Ashanti region. Me catch them say NDC be turning Ashanti region upside down and make it their stronghold. Me catch them say John Mahama will win the elections. And I me catch them say Ghana elections, no, there is no way a NPP for over 40%. In court to catch them so many times. And there it is here. And I me catch them say we are building a firewall around John Mahama. And that firewall, no, the NPP at the end of the day, I will be their target and not John Mahama. And I'm so happy that I am the NPP target. John Mahama is peacefully working, and that is what I wanted. And that is what is happening. I am grateful for that. Because nobody can penetrate me. Echire Allah, Onyanko Ponko Kuruku, I swear to God, Echire Onyanko Ponka, Monfa Kevin Taylor mu, Basamiti hey, so bet to my family mu, Ako John Mahama ho. Omutimi kan sam to so, afi omu sam fa no de akoshe John Mahama, emfa. Mombra mu wase nye chechire man no, enko bebia.
Betima ya ni say dey tete from hey. Because you can't hear me omo na akodi omo o je ase ye betima
ebia me ka say NPP for Jimmy a I know biti be say Kevin Muade NPP for 90% omo Jimmy and men can say way because I hate a group of people. I say these things because omo di party ni no omo Jimmy ye me yan say omo mu di echire they don't understand it. This is the whole Ashanti region. Technically man this is so 2482 NPP or support no the regional air communications director nie Kumasi no free obankran iti now you are analyzing the reason why Amekacha Ghana for said there's a problem with that party. There's a problem with the party, and the reason why we came together as a unit, myself, the team that helped me and other people who independently decided to speak against the NPP government, they were not wrong, because you cannot still hand over the country to such people. I say such people because there are people who cannot think beyond our tribe. They cannot think beyond our party. There's nothing about them I say they are intelligent enough for you to put any hope in them to lead a group of people. It is a betna that's a say MPP for Jimmy. You need to understand say because the MPP for Jimmy, it is because the people leading the MPP, they are so dumb to the point to say they cannot even direct the party. Sa kokuwe a dear pa no betu beka party ho ama obi te sam yaka say party we the air kono. When me starting mo say asebio asam science here in church no lawyer church no so utie eye apia ku biye o se o enyumre yi eye ono de He's not going to involve himself in theatricals. He's not going to involve himself in politics. He's going to try and stay within the law so that the authorities, EOCO, can basically listen and meet them halfway. It's in a case when all start to say, maybe some catch a gun for say, media Jimmy and a cost of one Jimmy Anna, a man for Jimmy to say to form hono. Maybe some tears a media may a lawyer. Because theatricals. Say theatricals and I say concerts. Into all back a son or say, oh, maybe some tears say concerts na na koso ewie MP sa bank of football say former vice president Mabani sa Jimmy no na menka ho. And I'm a person sa tears say enya politics na meye. Na emom no me kasa say lawyer sebio dey eya me client hye dem ya kye na hye kukuom a me pe ekwan bi a eya mbra kwan so eyi eye minipa eye chairman twetwe na ne kasemu no o se eye sika na omopemo obi abesia wawa na omutumi di ejina so akata chairman wontumi sika we ana nipa we abedi edien injinamu every friend sureties na omupe obi asebio obetumi si ne bo aba se me yakromfo na enso yanchi mi nko ade mi bedi injinamu no omso omonya bi omonya akromfo te se brand champon na de ekosi ni nyina ne se brand champon de nkrata ba se owo njapade bi a ode ba bedi injinamu e de amaye yi chema wontuma na kofia kogimi na de ekosi nyina ne se san nkrata na beka omonsa e mo de akokire Yoko fo na sebio osi asemi ewo wa sa se no mo nhye dan kan wie won se teacher ni yese ya na so teacher ni wabon inti enya so student so what do you think so na the teacher ni wabon osi mo se brother champo de nkrata aba se de japade bi ni ade a che so da na se na nkrata na chi no nsem bi wo ho nsem bi wo ho bi application please for mo ti ase application obi di nsemfuo bi abetum na saa asem no akoye no ho kodanna ena yesem kotebeka ni no kotebeka no eye journalist no esa di eye kasa no mane ko na no dabi o odi microphone no e ko na no e ka se oh se bonya nkrata kromfo brother champon de aba dia ene se toy ene de yi no oso men kasa yi de mentimi kan kire oso ene oso ene se monsa kakrata na injinemu aba de ene anadwu ya toy be kofie ene oso yen kan sa efie pa de bedin na emom yetutu ye ni de aba ya dwada na se yetete abetie na ne chaare no na se ye body to fa apia ku bi se chema wontumi kofie nne na Monday no kura no ye fra bibi application oti application ase kwase ato wodu Jimmy TPZ di matem onti application ase ena wodi Kevin Taylor tem otwa ne anyamo de wa sadi na kogu emoso Somalia ose application bi wo ho na sa application e asem bi a ye de abeto pono so a sa asem no e wo so mo bom ho moden na mo de mmra kwan so ebotra na eno no so mo tu botra Monday a ena toetu bebe fie e di so obi gina bebi ka kire so oh obi ti se brand champon se owe japade bi na ode won krata aba enti ode abedi nginemu se chema wontumi kofia ene se sa nipa no obeso kire wo se eye toetue otwa wontro me no wo ka sei pe de eye apia kubi ekaye pe de apia kubi eka kire ye se brand champon edi sika ana nginemu a eburu 50 million Ghana cedis o kobro ni sika ba $5 million no also odi inkrato de bakura doso krampo che $5 million ya ti ase na apart after that no krampo no edin se to be kofie intend de bembusa NPP for say asem sia se ya ti obi a se obi wo koka adwemu a edien na ewo se nipa na ne wo koka adwemu e de se to no edien na wo se ne lawyers eye. Because let's go back and listen to MPs, foot soldiers. Na yentie their comments and Sanamabe responded to Asama Piekubia Kachre. Then you will get to know say MPP nankasa no ejimifoɔ no dodoɔ no wɔ parliament ɛna ɔmo wɔ fam no esua ejimifoɔ no nanteɛ efiri sɛ utie nsɛm a pieku bi ɛka meaning sɛ theatricals a ne yɛ no abɔntene jimi a na ɔmo jimi tete fam no na ɛmfa ade papa bi amra asɛm no in fact sɛ wohwɛ mu paa na deɛ pieku bi ɛpa kyerɛ ne sɛ nkwasi asɛm ɛkɔɔ so a bawomia ɛne ɔmo ba yɛ nyina bɛgyimi ɔmo kɔɛ no entumi ansesa bibia na yɛkasa anadwi entumi ansesa bibia saa momme yɛnkɔ back kakra na yɛnkɔ tie MPP for MPs na yɛntie ɔmo di MPP akyi ba ɛyɛ Yoko ne NIB ɔno na yɛnhyɛ si bi a ɔmo dwene ne yɛhwɛ sɛ ɔmo nim nyansa na sɛ ɔmo agyimi and why a chairman Wontumi ɔbɛtena jail anase yɛbɛ jaili no na afei wohu yɛka hooligans in Ghana afei wohu kwasiafo yɛbɛda ne ho bɛka kyerɛw sɛ MPP NDC 4 yɛsi soja aban ɔmo de ɔmo yɛtuturafo wohu sɛ wankasa wohu problem we nyina ne deɛn sɛ wohu ɔmo gyimi de bia meka bɛ sɛ entafoɔ no ɔmo wɔ MPP mu ɔmo gyimi kyɛn akamfoɔ no de bia meka me se saa akamfoɔ party we MPP no de bia ɔmo de entafoɔ mmoa ne bia ɔmo gyimi na gitumi ɔmo de ne esi wɔ hɔ utie ni ti wɔ ɔse MPP no ɔmo teyɛ no kwa santime mu ɛhɔ no mo free because odi akamfoɔ party anim ni rempo afi baby o free. He's not even proud of where he's from. He's letting people know say akamfoɔ party no teni aboa ne ti wɔ la bedi anim into ɔkyerɛ Ghana say unim yase yɛ tuturafo akamfoɔ asantefoɔ ɛna na ne ti wɔ kana brɔfo akyerɛ mo no ɔse ayana NDC for refi ɔmo te party no ne ti wɔ ɔyɛ former defense minister ɔka Ghana for say ayana Ghana for refi say NDC for refi say ɔmo MPP no ɔmo te ye no ayana ye refi ɔmo so ɔmo ye tuturafo na ɔmo asefoɔ yɛ asantefoɔ. These are the same people when they get the opportunity to speak about politics na nwan way ka kyerɛ say ai NDC for tuturafo ade esi wɔ hɔ a these people were attacking police ye bo bi tirim tu a ankɔmeka sɛ John Mahama ekunipa. So we show video ni nyina throughout a ɔmo na ɔmo gyimi ɔmo a they want that belonging ɛyɛ ntafoɔ na ɔmo di anim no ɛne tan de meka sɛ me wo 10 year odi party we anim ɛyɛ asantefo party a what is a preko mame because you see on say ɛyɛ gidigidi no we hu so bi afɔ ka efiri Kumasi aba be di anim kontokwa ana we hu ɛyɛ gidigidi no na pona ɔyɛ de hye na yɛyi no 2024 sɛ ɔmɛdi mu anim no hu sɛ na po abegyina hɔ kontokwa yɛbusa na po ɛnra sɛ chairman Wontumi yakye no ɔse yɛn sɛ oje aban contract dia yɛfrɛ wa so yi ano addition to Kumasi te menhyia addition to South Central so te bantama ɛna montafoɔ ne bia mo agyim no ɔmo ne bɛgu nkran ɛna mo mu bi mo agyim nti mo na mabɛtire soso Paul Yando adeɛ bɛkyini abɔ de tirimu tuo la ila ayila ne ato na twene na kwasia bi tie yi ase ɛnom club ɛwɔ Santase na kwasia ginkran sɛ memetani aboa no me na mebɛgye MPP esi wɔ wɔn de bia meka kyerɛ mo sɛ montafoɔ ne bi na mo MPP ne mo agyimi mo saa ntafoɔ na mo MPP no 90% of ntafoɔ mo MPP mo agyimi papa and they keep using you are my brothers and I keep advising you people Gabi Ochira kuna oje party no any government the boss no when so abegina ho apia send the police ni bi start panic na o'clock na to 10 oje se beka Gabi no oje se beka be die tu Jankromaji $23 million contract oje se beka no oje se beka Kufuado ebeka bamtiba oje se ebeka eye baomianim se ne yire ho hia nti oba no afa ne yire ndi nachi because onim se etuturafo ne kwasiafo na mahia and intina time and appear could be kasano or say I am a lawyer. I didn't involve myself in the theatrics and also the foolish politics. Or no, your lawyer much Wontumi no or saying kwasi didn't course abontine hono. He wants to tell you he is not part of it and that he was doing his legal job. Afe won ya den kwasiafo na gitumi wa MPP mu and ya den tafo do na gitumi ma asantefo MPP. Omo from Ashanti youth. Say Ashanti youth na omo ye press conference o Kumasi keka nkwasi asem no ohun se emu ba ko gina enim ejina to enim dabi omo nyina te e ofie ene asoma ntafo nkwasi afo de bi se monko mo na mabetre soso yaka to mutirim se mo de mumu bi party no mo na mo yankwasi adwuma ento mo na mabegina etua no san nkofore from Ashanti youth o se Ashanti youth na obugu Kumasi e choro nkwasi press conference no omo se ye asantefo ye de ye adehye ye nana eye de baafo akoto de titi ni moro mutiti NPP no won se ba ko gina nim ha na bi eye typical jimifo entafo ni bi na omo ejimi no they are using them for power to me ba na atam to me na kokuma se ko kire menhia ye ntam NPP to me nkoma ya na da see NPP we need power ewo Ghana. The first place you did to me ni ko ye menhia because ye te party ni wo menhia na NPP opposition de omo yan se entafo moa omo mu bi ni ade na ya na nanom akogina koano ni eku omo ato atwene ene bi ene ye de ye gregrafoko ene bi ene ye de omo former chairman Mahama. This is what the NPP does. Metu Ghana fofo metu nkwasiafo bu di NPP echifo me say this party is a tribal party. Omo anata ma NPP what power no mo de omo so mo take decisions. Sama omo no mo so mo ti Kumasi party na ehona na fruma ho emu san na mo hu omo eye NIB emu san na mo hu omo Yoko because omo hu mo amaka ne se mo agimi na ma menkyerɛ wo adekudie nti achema wontumi entumi nkofie 90% of mo nkwasiafo amu jam yire no mo mbagu fie mo de mo to kankan be demonstration agimi mo ho sa police for yem hye no mo clock to no mo boat mu to anke ku kwa akoya no gina police for enim ka say we are threatening yeku na anka yeku ne kwa sa boy your friend koka wo se de ndien kwase ampanyi na police for hwe kwase we enim they were supposed to shoot him. You cannot stand in front of a police officer and threaten a police officer all because you have been given the right to demonstrate. So police and the life is in danger. Time and push barricade, Okatakyie he that police officer on bulletproof. Sa kwasiana on friend koka the titan time Jimmy kwasiampenyi social media na ayefo such a referral for mo brabia on nam Ghana banchire na James Bako ni hu fin no better intelligence kwasia we the oya say oh yeah NPP for now 100 Ghana na go to Facebook na kwasia we gina Ghana police officer ni mu threaten. They were supposed to shoot him in his head to send a message to Nkwasiaphobia. They think they can just stand before the police and do what? Misbehave. Wait, now go some kuni to training.
Me, so why is he here? While there is Baku, there is Baku. Baku is going on. We need men there. No, Ghana police is here to intimidate us.
Kenny Jimmy, and these are the people. He stood in front of Yoko to threaten Yoko boss. He knows where he stays. Me, I'm a Yoko boss, and I drink the bullet a good trim. Me, I'm a Yoko boss, and I drink come a bio name, and I come me the Dawan name. Me, who focus on penny way, social media and I have full. Your friends say Coca, Nenum can Jimmy. A Juma Ben or ye, MPP betena so 8 years, on chair de papa to me ye. Bloggers say omu fimbia omu ti se adwa and okotena to moment omu ne di nkwasi ankomo kwasi we how relevant is he in the MPP? Me amitie I am more relevant in the MPP than this fool. You stand in front of Yoko office, a security zone without a permit to gather, and then you threaten the Yoko boss and tell them you know where he lives. They need to pick him up tonight, and then he makes gestures that you are going to cut his head. And this fool is working in Ghana. Remonacha. And this boy is walking on the streets of Ghana. He stands there and make a gesture that they're going to cut your head off. He even opened his mouth to say he knows where you live. Why should this foolish boy be walking on the streets of Ghana? Pick him up. Keep him in there. Let him prove to you. Let him explain the statement he made. Let the law work. Some moments in 1990 street it energizes some stupid ones amongst them to think say this boy has threatened the Yoko boss and made a gesture of charity and that he knows where he stays. And then some young ones will say, where they are normal, you have to make a police. So Raymond Archer should make sure the law works. Raymond Archer, make sure this boy is picked up. He has threatened all the officers there, and he has threatened to cut off your head. Sadia way and the Kufuado, oh yeah, Omubekum. We were here when they picked a woman up from airport, Emirates. Jonas Sansa. They kidnapped a woman, Onyeshi. And this boy is walking on the street of Ghana. You need to pick him up. He made a gesture of cutting your head. Hey! This boy is daylight, in a daylight, threatening people. What is the IGP doing? What's the CID boss doing? Is he even allowed to stand there to demonstrate? Does he have the right? This is a security zone. He actually made gestures. He actually mentioned the EOCO boss name. He actually told people they know where he lives. So right now as I speak, Raymond Archer and in the bush for the they are in danger. People who work at Yoko, they are in danger. This guy in the next day or two, they can come together and murder them. He needs to be picked up for him to explain his statement. They need to pick this guy up. He needs to explain his statement. And Raymond Archer, I will be very disappointed in you when you allow this pig to walk on the streets of Ghana. I will not give you any respect again as the Yoko boss. And I'm sending this message to the IGP. I'm sending this message to the CID boss. If this boy is not picked up tonight, especially Yoko boss, Raymond Archer, you expect the biggest disrespect from me, Kevin Taylor. Raymond Archer, we are here protecting Ghana. We are here defending the law. We are here defending your job. You are working for the people of Ghana. You are supposed to make sure the law works. You are not supposed to be selective. This was on the premises of Yoko. This guy made a gesture. This guy mentioned your name. This guy should be picked up. He needs to explain. He needs to explain. And we are giving you till Monday. This boy needs to be picked up by Yoko. He needs to be picked up. And nobody can stay in Ghana and say, this is witch hunting. There's a video. He needs to just come and explain. And then after his explanation, if he has to be processed for court, he needs to be processed for court. You know, we need to set some precedent. I will see setting some precedent. Young people and stupid old boys who are behaving as if they are young kids, they need to be used as scapegoats. This is the new Ghana. We cannot still be sitting in the Kufuor Ghana where lawlessness is seen as something normal. No. Raymond Archer, this is coming from me. I swear to God. If you want me, my platform, to give you respect, to show you respect, for Ghanaians to respect the position you occupy, call this guy in. The CID boss, the Public Order Act is there. It states it clearly. We want to know. He should come and show the permit that he has to give him the authority to stand in front of Yoko office to threaten Yoko officers. He needs to come and show a permit to prove to Ghanaians that he had the right to stand in front of a security zone and threaten the Yoko boss. Right now as I speak, Yoko boss, the wife, their life, it is in danger. And I am telling Raymond Archer, and I'm swearing on my show, if you don't pick this boy up, if you don't pick this guy up, because it is our responsibility as citizens to make sure the law works in Ghana, to make sure officials who are supposed to work and protect the law and make sure the law works for everyone, those officials are protected and also the law applies. We cannot be selective about how the law applies. And this guy needs to be picked up wherever he is tonight. He needs to be picked up. Now, I'm sure the reason why it's here, Chairman Wontumi, he cannot go home anytime soon. And such a man Wontumi beko fear. So even Monday, such a man Wontumi ko fear. By Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he'll be picked up again. Concern in this whole thing. Application, or can also say the application to frustrate us. Unma the kwenti application was a mama story no. Mon kwasi afo na mugu street so demonstration no. Mama nchiro bibi. Sa application or can. Application or can bloggers muntwa nko didi. the Interpol and FBI, they have shown interest in Chairman Wontumi's case. In terms of what appear kubia, or say the surety is there, we have met it. The bail, we have met it. In fact, they were supposed to do the inspection. Nango some reason your mano, nenumrea, nanso application no. Sa application abano. Mean to mean can't say Chairman Wontumi be kofi Monday and I say Uncle Monday. If we say I will see a dealing with the application. The application no, the Interpol and FBI interested in Chairman Wontumi's case. And untina ankanadwi because by the champ provided chrono sika ni nyina say ye nyina. Why not? All that they have to do is to go through the document, look at every receipt, connect it to every facility or every property. Use the our one, and they'll be like, Chairman Wontumi, go home. There's no big deal. But the reason why I check to me at the sign your money still appear could be ekase. Chairman Wontumi cannot go home because there's an application. And that application was not filed by him. The application is frustrating the process. And it's not just a mere application. It's an application that is strong. Into that application, the interest of the Interpol and the interest of the FBI. Now, why is the FBI interested? Why is the Interpol interested? Now, remember, Yatisa Chairman Wontumi eto a lot of properties, the allegations and some of the stories going out there. The allegations on the street is say Chairman Wontumi cars or majority of them are stolen cars from Canada. That's the allegation that is in the charge sheet. The allegation is that Chairman Wontumi cars or Porsche Lamborghinis 90% of cars, the allegation is say Canada, any American here they buy. Now, secondly, the reason why the FBI, Mokai say, may a story be about a Ivorians group be a mercenary groups are about Ghana, abe frustrate elections. No, the allegation is that those people were being financed by Chairman Wontumi. They are looking at terrorist financing. These are all allegations I'm giving you in the system. These are some of the allegations the FBI and the Interpol are interested in and they are investigating. That is why they have written an application to the Ghana court and also to the EOCO that the guy cannot be released because they are also conducting their investigation. That's the allegation. That is the allegation I am telling you. This is the allegation I have heard from my source. It is because some part of the story is terrorist financing. Some part of the story is defrauding people. It's got to do with money laundering. Some part of the story too is got to do with terrorist financing. So the story you see there is simple, no? So Brian the champ on the $10 billion grabber. They don't care about the money. The FBI and the Interpol are looking at the offense committed. They are interested. That is why Chairman Wontumi is still in there. So when the Attorney General through the Yoko or through the Attorney General through the investigations by Yoko at the 50 million eto Chairman Wontumi at the end of the day 50 million bill we were in Ghana and the day the end to be so and the day 54 million Ghana cedis eto why you so. Why did he get bail? Because his lawyers went through the process. His lawyers appealed to the court. These lawyers made a case and an argument that the judge sitting there understood and said 54 million dollars. This is 2015. So 2012. This is 2012. 54 million cedis. Who is that 54 million cedis? Now it's in 2012. And on a court to the Wyoming, so 2012, 54 million cedis. But Wire through his legal team, what did they do? They went to court. They followed the process. His lawyer made the argument, and the court brought down the bail amount. So why say Chairman Wontumi yes, sir? Why is it not so easy for Apia Kubimu to do that? They can easily go to court and tell the judge that, you know something, Mr. Judge, this our client is known around. This our client is a businessman. In fact, the 50 million Ghana cedis is too much. Wyoming Self was given 52 and it was dropped. So with us, this is 2025. Why don't you drop it a little bit so that my client can meet it? A reasonable judge will be like, no problem. But that is not being done. The reason why it's not being done is because Apia Kubido onim what is there. He knows round as a pastor. Mensa Otabi was the board chair. They made decisions and Atuesian activated it. As we speak, Atuesian, Atuesian has to come to 37 military hospital every Wednesday to come and go through a process. He can die any day. This is NPP for you. A judge sat in Ghana court and put $200 million cedis bail on a young Ghanaian. Capital Bank issue, Mensa Otabo and the rest of the team were part. Nobody was. In fact, bill 200 million and 2 biaso. You should have single this man out. When your time, we are sorry, when you are sorry, go to Nsawam prisons. Atuesian is there, he's dying. I can show you his current picture. Ubesu. Atuesian, I can show you his current picture. Ubesu. I'll need his permission to show you that picture. When I show you his current picture, 200 million bill and a judge chamber for the 2 branches. 200 million. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Do you guys think we are stupid? Mujin said Ghana, it revolves around only MPP into Coca and then Kwasiafo without permits. Ako jinawo air threaten Raymond Achaso Mubikuno. Coca. Sometimes, se bibi bana udi echira, I am a wide dream refie. And I may advise a girl be all UK. Nikuri MTTD. Girl, you are to UK only paper. Or the nursing company be a dean or the visa or the coy and a service company in the EOCO license. So girl no ejuma stadium and them no can or a receptionist at a stock shop. So I get into social media and then making stories about people. She will end up in Ghana with her husband. You see, that is how it works. And you don't just follow the crowd. You just don't sit there and say, Obi ye be intimidate. So we need the financial wealth, strength. You don't know the details of what is going on. Stay away. Because the social media you see like that, through social media, your life can be taken away from you legally. You'll be shocked. Hey, Obi ye be, you'll be shocked. That is how the law works. That is how the law works. And such people, this is girlie, you didn't be example. Not Ghana for atiasie. Why? Sometimes when you hear things, you sit back. Obi bet me dia trafo obi wana abeda no kore. I'm telling you. And so when you're smart, so because Kevin Teller ye Kevin Teller ye sa na say at the end of the day, obian PM free ni fie embetena TV so nka say Kevin Teller bomb krono. You have to be careful before you also go out and say Kevin Teller ye tie the Americano. So I to say Kevin Teller a fraudster. Kevin Teller money laundering. Kevin Teller or a businessman will boom call for. Now nipe be consistently. That is what they say because they want some group of people to believe her. I also say until you get people confirming. Say Makowu so be TV so cause Kevin Teller a fraudster. Kevin Teller ye Kevin Teller where the minini a business and oriame. When you don't get that fact, do not be part of the conversation. Because lies, it can be forced into the system to turn into truth. Anytime it's Nana Mekasa, I back every single thing with evidence. Because I know the law and I know how the law works. I know the law and I know how the law works. It is all TSM that you jump on the boat. Maybe a 1,000 acre, but they might pick you up and you might not see light again. You might not see lights again. It is all no be cancer. No what say yes Kevin ye yes Kevin a froster yes Kevin I say now then tina minya nipa ba kumpom ba bonti be kasa Kevin dupuno. This is what a common sense individual so tina se busa ho and sana you jump into that conversation. Because now you follow the lies that is being forced on you as truth. You end up at the wrong side. And you know one funny thing? The social media we sit on has made everything small. The world is global. Somebody can stay in America and see you in Vietnam. You'll be shocked. And that person will never step in Vietnam, but you go to jail. That is how internet, technology has changed the world. So do not underestimate the power of the law. So I will study the NPP as a political party. As a Ghanaian, sometimes you need to take a step back. When you take a step back, then you ask questions and say, make a NPP who? Now NPP a meka hu. Debia NDC for air den. NDC for air den. Di matem. NDC for air kamenim. NDC for air kamenim. Adenti no mu di matem sa. Party we amede mo ho bedom ye. Debia mu di matem adentra. Edi na party na ye ntia debia mu di atem se ye nkurasefo na ye ntumi mfa oman no enhye ye nsa. It is because the NPP as we speak today has no leadership. Mameka be wrong. The NPP, they were not ready to go into opposition. There are a lot of people who are going to go to jail. There are a lot of MPs who will go to jail. There are a lot of people in their leadership are going to jail. And let me tell you, there are so many of them, about 80% of them they have been going to the Attorney General's office, they have been going to Yoko, and they have been given a statement. Chairman, people were called, people decided to give information so that they will not go to jail. So don't sit there and say, party where your party be, you have to go and fight for the party. No. Party no more before you drew Chairman Wontumi asem so a make sure the reason why it's here and the Ghana no. Ghana ni bia wadwini ye adwuma onim nyansa no, you should not even think of. Say you are speaking for the NPP or thinking of even see Chairman Wontumi asem no say Chairman Wontumi ho ye omobo dabi. Chairman Wontumi enisa no ho ye obi a omobo e wo Ghana. And then you bring me free NIB office omo TV bi o dey to loud silence or hwe me anadwi chairman twetwe enisa ho ye obi a omobo e wo say wo jail twetwe e wo say yare bo na wo jail every say boni a wedi boni a sebio Yoko fu ehu a obogina so se wedi a ende yamoa wa kwehye mu no saa bono no senke ye bono TV so anka Ghana fo nyina besu ewia ketekete. Enti I am dedicating this episode to Twetwe Chairman wo Twetwe our NIB office obehwe me throughout untumi na ende amanfo na oni omubodwuma sebio na mo sense ase Lands Commission cry release statement say wo ye gala no saa nkofo ni nyina omosaso omu nyina bekom. We are not done. This is just the beginning. Ghanaians should not be, MPP don't be too excited. Now, this is a story I want to talk about, and a first story of the day. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama Kasa, and again John Mahama Aka. Team, stay with me. I have one eye tonight. Yeah. The issue is the President of the Republic, or Ghana, and Sibiu or Bontwa in 2019 said, or that Ghana for us to occur region by region, and Sibiu or Bontwa so also adwinchre, and Oshia him for Momoka or Masamuchreno, and also no adwinipo a ya opesa odema Ghana for no, or de faso edia catch Ghana for say Juma Bodisha Minsano, Busumi enumini Jumano Ekoso, Intisa Jumana Bodisha Minsano, say Bibi Nkoya. Me Bontwa me damaseno mo fanto manim na me hu se ebia me be share bobi na ebia ida se ebono me nyandi so ana me diso na sibia me diso no ebia enkontem ana se ebia mo hu ni se mo adwene po ana adwene kire bia mo be se mo de ka ho na ema dwumade na me di no dwumade no esini na so a enti eno na John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, owa a nanim te a onim nyansa and the Bontwa e wo Ghana. Now John Dramani Mahama can say me or say we are partnering with the private sector to establish a cashew processing factory in the Bono region. In Tana Jamahama, Eura, Ea Bono regional, Okoda, Nananom, Ea Bono for Ninasi, Ewa Abakasi Amoto Edi NDC, Eba Abaimu, Esha Yakupo Enim Epamo MPP Kwasi Afodi Fra Abaimu, say a percent of money to Pono, or say Oda Ea Bono for Ase. Now we was a Bono for Ea in Kophobia, Obu Pekuya Yopa. na oba Ghana asase a sebio eye from sebio odia enuaba wo so a efuntam anase enyini ntam na etumi eso ntam a untumi nyi ebono asase no emfiri ho. In fact Ghana ankasa no we can tampo side or sebio we bono na omoda bia na enyini ne kase bono the basket the food basket of this nation. It John Mahama call no say asempaba na de waka che bono fo no say eye na aban ene ankorankora ebeka omutira bom na omo ba be si eye cashew plant processing plant a sebio ebinsi Ghana hada kakraka sebio edi adwuma ebeba bono mamu na sa eye insawoso a eye NDC aban ene ankorankora dwumadie anase companies ebedi no omo de eye processing plant na eba bono na ekuafo a mo bono a omo dua cashew asebio yedua wi a yentumi enye hu adwuma emfa sebio eye de value enka ho tumi kwa brochire enton emasikamba yensem no and or the processing plant ni bi ba yakasa processing plant a me nananom ni menuanom ni bi ewo bono a omo busa se na de na Kevin Ken John Mahama ka processing plant na ene den PZ for ebiti obusa Kevin de wa ba yo be kirikirem magirem mu wi amudi matam ananta be kumu mu bi a mudi matam. Processing plant ni nyina ne se yedua cashew na wie no aya na yenhyeda enya bebi a yede bekọ na cashew no yedi ho dwuma ama sebio obi broni be se value na kosoro on se enua bebu a wutwa ebehia se ebefa mfidiem na efa mfidiem no de ma adwuma no eye den ma saa enuaba no sebio enya value anase ema ne bo no kosoro no se yentume ndi saa adwuma na aya na edin se ekuafo no kro obudua no ombenya ho faso na Ghana-fo eye oman kese na yeso pese ton no enya ho faso eni John Mahama se omo ni eye ankorankora companies omo wo machines akese eba eye bono abesi eye machine kese wo ho a ende yeti eye de na eye cashew na yede beko ne yedi ho dwuma ya process no na are you ready for the world marketer value ba weka ho na ma menkyere o benefit a eye ekuafo a omo bono no omo benya afri eye den eye sa processing plant a eye John Mahama aban we ene ankorankora ebeka mutire bom esini kese pa e obono na de besini say value addition refining a product no what you get is you get value addition enti say eye cashew no say mutwa na say bia moton no e man kofo bia mo betu firi mu ho e bia 1 cedi a the moment your processing plant no now wo ekuani na uya cashew no say bia wo bo no bekosoro every say saa sika na nipa ne to firi o ka say oh e wo say meto e wo say me copy pa ho e wo say me koye sei ansa na betuma ton no ye ye ni nyina wo Ghana enti wo ekuani no eni kire de bia John Mahama ka say ye hia eye indokuo say bia cooperatives mo amudua cashew ewo bono no ewo samo start eka mo hu bom na mo beye akese se ne beye amutwa cashew na mo ton ama aban processing plant ne ankorankora dwumedie na omo ba betie nim na ebema mo bo na akosoro enti John Mahama aban na dinka ka kire bono ekuafo se wonko utwa cashew na sa woyesa wonko akoton a ebo na wo benya no wonya ne kese saa na emom sa moye indoboa na so moye 200 na mo nyina mo twa cashew no na mo nyina mo we mo cashew sa mo de baaye obi de 10 kilos obi de 1 kilo obi de 7 kilos a ye nim se ne etie mo nyina mo wie na mo ka ni nyina abo ano na mo de ko eye processing plant ni mu a de aye ne se ema eye ebo na mo to no mo no omo to ebo a ewo soro enti se plant no eba fie so a de aye ne se eye cashew no sebio ema eye value beka ho ema cashew na abai so koton na bontene no ema ebo ne kosoro into the moment aye na edua cashew no ye hu se aban atuma a otumi ton ye wa broche efri se processing plant no ama value na kosoro no yenso ekuafo de tumi tu yabuom. It's all about value addition. In the John Mahama create opportunity. Ama mu kuafo na moya cashew no sebio daache no mu betumi edi cashew ebo no akosoro. Every say munim senia abanji cashew ni from ha. Dwuma a odifa ho senia o prepare no senia o clean it up senia value no ekọ abrochira etie. Inti abasa na mu betumi ahwe ho e de aton eye ade den eye cashew no e de ama aban. Inti samu ye kuafo na mo bono a ebe yin se mu nyina maka ho bom na maye kuokuo ana ye frɛ no cooperatives no na afa maka butia bom na mo twa bo cashew no na mo twɛn aban eye John Mahama aban aye aban pa no omo se omo pese omo so eye cashew growers asene me sure se mate ase e me sure se PZ fo no so a mo hwɛ me a mo pese mo bekom krom akoye ekuadwuma enya sika de abehwɛ fie na sebio mu bi mo no red no mo nko eye kru efie mo amoya bonofo a mote asantememu a sebio muti PZ a mo num ndubone sebio inuboni amonom no red no mumubi no embo amono and John Mahama se okosi cashew plant wo bono munko fie mu nananom won sase mo papa nom won sase munko ye kua adwuma na sebio saa eye initiative aban de ba no mo betuma free red dim mo PZ fo ni bia mo free bono sebio nya mo nyina na mo ya asantefo bono fo na mugu PZ na mo nom red ese mabrabo no munko fie na efie ye chen be bia mo te no na munko ye ekua adwuma na cashew processing ana cashew farm no enkosoro eye futu amede mamo embema ni bia eye mmaba ewa na mugu PZ na mumu bi mu ya bonofo amonom red mumi enjudwam. All right, now the next story is this. Mami way I keep telling Ghana for say oye beifo. The reason why they be am say Jane Mensa e beifo ne say beifo and a sebio ye body tuja upon the issue of Ghana nyina no. So before we are not going to say, and you will resign it, which is fine. It is fine. Now, this is what we are seeing now from the Electoral Commission. Easy for say, omunya police or so many police for tenase. What kind of story now? EC police hold talks ahead of Ablekuma North result declaration. Jemensa on the boss Masari kwasiampe yina omuti EC one mono. They have tried about 7 times to say, "Eya Ablekuma, abana yeto ye no, omuba declare results no." But let me tell you for a fact, Jemensa any EC no, they are blaming the police and saying, "Say, omu total protection from the police and need to mean declare election results." Eya Ablekuma, eya seat no. Mamika bincho. Ablekuma not seat no. The Electoral Commission, the intention was to declare it for NPP. Jane Mensa, Botswana Asari, they knew that the NPP person had lost the elections. And they know till now. Now, the reason why they could not declare the elections, they were not sure. They did not expect, say, the NDC will win power. Now, the manipulations they did a better point to be at, it is making it difficult for them as EC directors or the returning officers of Ghana elections, to declare the winner of the elections. As we speak, Jane Mensa and the EC, they cannot tell us they have the original pink sheets to declare Ablekuma North elections. Because deliberately, they told the MPP candidates not to bring her pink sheet. And the EC itself deliberately decided to burn the pink sheet. Because now MPP nini wini. Now they are stuck. They are stuck because they know, say, if they try to come out and declare the elections for the NPP candidate, which they know lost the elections, there's going to be a lot of chaos. So now, every single day, see a person say, "Oh my, the result of Ablekuma North," or see, "Oh, yeah, police protection." Every single day, ya to abewie 5 months ni, you declare Ablekuma North. Ask yourself why. Because I know the IGP. As we sit now, the police have always been on standby. The military have always been on standby. But Jane Mensa always uses the police as an excuse. And every single day, Biano, "Oh, we want to talk to the police. Can we be given air? Can we be given air protection?" Obwa. They don't know how to announce the election results. And at this point too, she cannot go back and say, "Yankotua bani biem," because he knows, or she knows, say, the NDC won the Ablekuma North seat. Until she's stuck in the middle. And you see, and I keep telling Ghana for say, and I keep telling this government, you see, I know Bibeka say, "Oh, NDC ba power no, this is the Electoral Commission. There are people who voted, there are people who are still paying taxes, there are people who need a representative to represent them in the Parliament of Ghana. It is not their doing that they don't have a member of parliament. Their job as citizens is to follow the law, is to pay their taxes and vote. Now they have done all these things as citizens. It is left with the Electoral Commission, who has been given the mandate to conduct elections and pronounce the winner. So at this point, who is supposed to be sacked? Who is the incompetent one? Who is not supposed to even come? Because when we give you a job, we expect you to produce answers or results. Yamawe Juma said, your only job as the EC, Jane Mensah and Bossman Asare, is to conduct elections, declare the results, and walk. For 5 months, if an electoral commission is still asking for protection, abroad till date, no electoral officer from the electoral commission headquarters have been attacked or has been attacked, then it means it's a deliberate move by the EC not to declare the elections. And I believe, say, if Jane Mensah is not going to declare the elections, the president needs to be petitioned that she cannot do her job and then she needs to be sacked. This alone, for her refusing to declare the elections, because you cannot tell me it is because of security protection. The police on several occasions, Okatakyie Jane Mensah EC said, they are ready and willing to provide all the necessary protection. But every single day, Jane Mensah EC for them, they try to create an impression, say they are sitting in turmoil. The reason why they cannot declare the elections is because the math was done. The manipulation was done. They knew they were going to hand over the elections to the NPP candidate. Now that ambassador, they are finding it difficult because they don't have the real numbers to prove, say, the NPP candidate won the elections. Because now when they declare the elections, the question will be, say, where did you get the numbers? There isn't even the original pink sheet to declare the elections from. So how are you declaring the elections? If you don't have the original pink sheet, how do you go ahead to declare elections? It means you are declaring the elections for the wrong person. Now, if the EC wants to be transparent enough for people not to have issues with her and her dog called Bossman Asare, for the past 5 months, the EC should or could have said, say, they don't want any chaos because not Kevin Taylor winning. The people who voted for Kevin Taylor, they will still come back and vote for Kevin Taylor. So what is preventing Jane Mensah from conducting another election at Ablekuma North, which is more easier, which will take less than 24 hours, which will take less resource? What is stopping her? Because at this point, there's too much controversy about who won and who lost. So if there's too much controversy, if there are issues with pink sheet, if people are saying they won and they didn't win, what do you have to do? To prevent the chaos and prevent people from attacking each other, go to the basics and reconduct the elections at Ablekuma North. What is stopping her? What is stopping her is that before the elections, they had already taken money. They had already made plans that the election is for Ablekuma North MPP candidates. So I believe, say, the woman is not qualified to fill this position. Over the years, election biawa conduct biano, she has not been able to basically conduct the elections to the level we have always wanted. We saw Charlotte Osei, we saw Afarijan. We have seen elections conducted in a smooth, fluid manner. Election bia Jane Mensah and Bossman Asare ehedi biano. There's been chaos. The people have been shot. The declaration has been, as we speak today, there are so many seats that have been declared, all because the electoral commissioner is not capable. She's not competent. So, answer to this problem is simple. There are two things. Either the EC conducts new elections or Ablekuma North, or we petition the president for the EC to be sacked based on her incompetence. Because you see, the EC has failed on all fronts. 7 elections, 7 constituencies as we speak today. As we speak, they have not been declared. How do we live? How do we move on as a nation? And it has all been hijacked by this witch. Okatakyie NPP kanasem adentira nebusuani ne eye bola bed. Maame na waka nanim sese bola bed no Rebecca Ekufuado de ba ye o MPP for nipa itima me kanasem. This woman is being paid for not working. Jane Mensah, Bossman Asare, they are being paid for not doing any job. Because a government worker and a co office and for 5 months, what is expected of them, they have not been able to deliver. Why are we still supposed to keep that person there? If for 5 solid months, 7 constituencies, declaration has not come, then we don't need these people at the Electoral Commission. Because for 7 months, Jane Mensah, Bossman Asare, and those idiots have been drawing salaries. We have been paying them their full salary. We have been paying taxes. They have been taking the taxes. They have been taking care of themselves. As we speak today, they have not been able to deliver. So why is this witch still at the EC? So there are 2 things we should do. It's either the EC redo the elections, reorganize the elections, or we petition the presidency that this woman cannot do the job, because 5 months, 6 months, 7 electoral areas, yet how many MPs, 7 constituencies, how many MPs? How can we move forward as a nation? How can we as a people? How can we move forward? A petition needs to be sent to the presidency. We need to petition the president and tell the president, you know something, apart from the breaches, contractual breaches, and the scandals, the woman herself, the woman and Bossman Asari, the two people have not been able to deliver. Intiga power. Obetina power ono onye adwuma bia ono ade okan onye mu ba akokra na 5 months your mama to Jubilee House or na yetua ne ka e ko the statement anka dia asem na obeka. Do you know how much J Mensa takes every month? Do you know how much salary Bossman Asari takes every month? Do you know how much? Do you know how much these people are paid every single month? They are taking millions of Ghana cedis. So why are we making these people waste our money, not doing the job, and we still entertaining these fools? Anytime I catch a Ghana for say, Jane Mensa, Bossman Asari, these MPP surrogates are supposed to leave Ablekuma North. Now, to be very fair, to be very honest, 7 constituencies won't been declared. Why don't you just come out and tell Ghana for say, you know something? I've not been able to declare 7 constituencies. I want to do a rerun. That's all. That's all. What is so difficult about that? 7 constituencies, they are in contention. I cannot declare them. I want us to redo the elections there. It is simple as that. What is stopping her from doing that? 7 solid constituencies. You can just release a statement one day and say, you know something, I don't want any of these constituencies to have some contention and some misinformation surrounding whoever has won or lost. I want these 7 constituencies, I want us to rerun the elections again, because the people who voted in these constituencies, they are still alive. They have not gone anywhere. They are still in Ghana. They have seen whatever is happening. And if they are willing to vote, why don't you give them the opportunity to go back to the ballot, go back to the polls and vote? Why are we sitting there entertaining this woman and this group of issues? The reason is they don't have the original pink sheets. They don't have it. And we saw a video of the returning officer telling Ghana for say, there is no original pink sheet at Ablekuma North. If there's no original pink sheet, then you don't need to ask for protection. You need to rerun the elections, because so asking for protection, it does not change the fact to say the election have been tainted. It is not about protection we need. It's about you conducting a clean, clear election again.
I'm done with Ablekuma North. They should find a new returning officer to continue their work for them. Thank you.
You haven't got in there. You haven't got in there.
When you call me, I don't come.
You haven't got in there.
The returning officer now, compiling all the results. Or say, the pink sheets are missing. So why are we still sitting here asking for protection? Protection to declare an election that is not conclusive? Protection to do what? Protection to cause more chaos? Because Nipana or gather results in say, paper ni gather in hanso, ebiaira. It does not matter the protection you want from the police. It does not matter the military coming. It's about how diligent and how and transparent the election is. Right now, the election, Ablekuma North, any other constituencies, it has been tainted. No amount of protection and a big cleaning election up. So the only way we all will have clear conscience to live in Ablekuma North is to rerun that elections. Is to go back and do the elections again and conduct the elections again and count and then declare who won Ablekuma North. How difficult is this? Adewe DNA di wom and the Jemensa be 4 way Jimmy way MP before betena so en kwasiasam Jemensa e move what is a Traore na soldier forecast 30 the chi kwasiafo way. They are basically not better than teachers in Ghana. Jemensa and Bossman Asari omunya better than police form nam Ghana. They are not better than nurses in Ghana. They are not better than any civil servant. In Kwasiafo we are the same civil servant. We treated Jemensa to say oya nyankopon. Kwasiasem no te Ghana hana na odi. Ombe gura box mukwa na oma ye answer who won the elections in 2020. Kwasiaba we catch her say she's not going to do it. And we got people at the Supreme Court protecting this criminal. Now we have gotten to that point where she needs to do her job. She's not doing the job. And I didn't Jimmy to and yes, so because Ghana for we are timid. I'm gonna say is in your treasure to Mudadada because this woman is not doing shit. And we are paying her money. We are giving her money. Nebati American or bought drugs. Kwasiaba and Yatiana Ghana for Madi Edianukura Bibe di Kroja Bindi. Or the Neba to America. And an Neba cars. And an Ebanity hostel. And an Ebanity America Eco School. And on Kwasiano, we're holding call for life. We're holding call for life at a standstill. And Yatigan and Yaka say Nyaminti. Obia Jimmy Wuzo Jimiana. This lady will mess this country up. Let's get rid of her as the EC boss. Mompamono. She is not supposed to be sitting there. Bossman Asari or another foolish fool. They can do the job. Let's get rid of these dumb heads. These are people you are home for 8 years. Why are we still entertaining them? We don't need any declaration under security. We need a rerun. 7 constituencies now we need a rerun. Go and conduct new elections. MPP we know winning. NDC we know winning. No be going to because to date, as Menotiano, nobody believes any of the results out there. Obianjindi. The best thing to do is come clean the slate. Let's go back, do the elections again. No bianco fee. Now look at this. And then Friday, I buy Papa Ba, and I keep telling Ghana for say I buy Papa Ba, and you'll be in a say I buy Papa Ba. Hey, where's the former sports minister? Wako NIB, any attorney general 15 times. We're choking for rough. Omo demonstration no omo ko Wontumi demonstration uhuno omo be CJ demonstration uhuno wako NIB any attorney general office be 16 times the former sports minister obeko jail ayin ono so person obeko jail into okona so mbusa question no osum wallahi be dey to your wife put in there yes say za go for be say sa kwa na owo eye former sports minister no wako attorney general any Yoko bear 10 times or no one person will go jail into Okone I saw the show pause wallahi you know me I'm from North I don't know anything I was just at the ministry but here to us 5 years 17 days 17 million wako chukin kofon wa din wa betene fie wako din kofo tia ko hye eye bobase and wa din abetene fie ti say the on tehwe now aban papa ba e de na si de si nyina ne say yes and the baomia we make ourselves de si nyina ne say NPP are buying under Mahamudu Baumia we are concert man under Kennedy Japan concert man under NPP from Penifo any Kufuado yet now Krumha the sports ministry they were always owing coaches owing players. What they did was that Sikana amount for be Ethiopia na former sports minister no wedi na Ekufuado ne busuafo no amaji sika no wedi because they didn't respect anyone. Now there's a new wave. They be ameka che Ghana for say your cost ne keep aban we e power for 42 years Ghana na ye pese Daniel Bruchi no Ghana ne betuma Daniel Bruchi no. And Kofi Adams or sports minister why ye at the Kumbi. What has he done? The Ministry of Sports and Recreation has officially settled 900,000 outstanding salary arrears owed to current and former coaches of the Black Stars since 2020. Since 2020, Sika Kono, George Boating, Waibium, Fatau Dauda, Otuado, all the coaches are from 2020. Now the Danko Ekufuado, any MPP for they didn't pay them. Na ekaya di omomuntia. Otuado krania de kabe $340,000. Your former coaches are na under MPP. Almost to krania di omka close to 68,000. I saw the list. Coaches omuni aye adwumawie. This coach Agabi Ocheda akoko fa ne bre Mr. Gentleman. Your friend is saying coach here the team white here Agabi Ocheda akoko fa ne ba because ye dey Jimmy UK for ne nimbo mu. Obi otini baby so a class teacher said yo yetiama Gabi yarefo we kotama kwa ne bre say an sa ko de o UK ne brofo e den tiafo yakwasia fa e de Black Star ma no obegina touchlight before the folding arms ebe keka brofo kire Nicaragua fo ema Nicaragua fo nti brofo nti obukwa to omo na omo ti radio so ai ene coach ya obedie Gabi Ochina ko de ba ye so free UK ye de Chris Hilton ye hu da ball wa ball ene coach a we na san kwase asem ni nyina e ko so Ghana Gabi Ochina ko fa Chris Hilton ba ye ene on Chris Hilton tina UK ene omo ka omo asem no ba ye ene omo bebu ye na omo gi esika Chris Hilton ba ya wa ba begina eye touchlight pocket ye ko kan asem on titwi ye busa the question a ontumi nchirem kuma asefo journalist fo ontumi busa the question if it's a question akobusa ye brofo akweso ntitwi itebede no akobusa the brofo ene ye de ti kuma se na din ene nyame beye ene Black Star de ene deda ayo oni ne Jordan ayo omumie na asa team no because ye ntumi fa brofo busa Chris Hilton brofo Chris Hilton tuba kuma se sports stadium ontumi hye ne ye Black Star ye ntumi fa brofo busa the question ti dia ya ne say hwehwe ma ne ahwe tani ba ko hwe dede ayo ntumi kobrika hwe Jordan ayo eyankofo wo ya o omo begu Black Star nim e na mo say Black Star na asema wo se ebusa coach no okwa brochire dia bobo wi a na team lose a coach na answer questions and as a captain ani coach kokasa answer questions and so Ghana de Kumase say NPP say Black Stars lose pe na sports journalist o Kumase na wa switch yanko hwe player say bi o de nim e ha player o ye 10 year yempe na asem player on Chejesi, player on Beye, player Sebio on the fufu, na yamfo ya asem kogu no so. Instead, some be rush ako a conference room. Now I'm put your questions before Chris Hilton, no. Chris Hilton inti enkatri inti embusane questions so. Into omo Monday na yes ya muni say oh Jack. Coach in the on there no why. Sometime ani Joe like omo ti Kumase, omo di fufu yo na coach dey so nya hwe. I didn't say enye enim. Team ni na enye, kobusa coach ni brofo. Kobusa coach ni kototo na no na tie coach ni de wona adwenem na be kire mu kire Nicaragua for na omugu PZ no omu ntimi nya saa nti de omu ye ne se na omu pe obi eblem no na omu pe dede ayi eblem no na omu pe eye den na omu pe eye Jordan ayi eblem no nti de omu ye ne se omu blem sankofo ni nyina wi a na coach na wo se question the credibility and his competence no na coach na femu ko nti Gabi kofa eye class teacher ba na yente brofo nti na Chris Hilton gina touchline na pocket na or two apaza na ko left and right na oba na ebogum yes ai na players ni bo mo modern and yakofa enkwara totofia fia and enkwara we de omunim hwe coach na so question no question the coach why are we losing you were brought in to win the games I cannot make the tactical decisions I cannot change players I cannot say Kudus Boha Dede Boha you have the expertise that is why we are paying you this amount of money so why are we not winning. And so in Nicaragua sports presenters, soccer presenters, the omo say, omo yi omoni, nom da ko gina Dede ayo, nom da ko gina Jordan ayo, nom da ko gina Ntafo no team nim because Ntafo no mo nche jersey. Kudus na becha kakra, Jordan no ma jersey. Dede ayo no mbe yi. Dede ayo no di ochin godi fufuo. Dede ayo no ambo academy. Intu meka say, hey, me nua no, na me no na ko Kumase aka. Dede ayo won ko kuma aka. Wan ko enye wan ko so for line. Intu wenya sa den de, or the best Dede ayo. It you see, what we need to do right now, and I say, this government is showing some maturity. Ebin see that in the history of Ghana, say abain biaba, na abaino, arrears a daho, eke daho, abaino in less than 5 months, we yi $900,000. We're just into right now, the FA, we have a clean sheet to run the Ghana football, which is the Black Stars. This is what we call a nyansafo bayaba. This is what you call a nyansafo ne di wuso. MPP nkwasiafo we be di muso 8 years. MPP nkwasiafo we ebedi Ghana so 8 years. And omudi nkwasiasem di ska. Yeah, all African games. Bedi etuo yire ebe nu aduane 17 days, 17 million. Asem ebesi no. Mu hu chema wontumi asem we dey say swa. Chema wontumi issue we a ekoso no. Esakura enye case. Case ebeba no esoche dan we o. Case ebeba no esoche menhia. Case ebeba no. Okay, thank you very much team. Case na ebeba no. Akese eba o we yen ketwa. Enti mo dede bi ya mo keeping in there because mo dede ye more. Enti what we are seeing today is what we have been fighting for. Campaign any message any de no kra you did protect John Mahama and NDC for 8 years somebody winning power. Now this is what we are campaigning for. And we are seeing the fruits of Ejuma. So I am proud of the minister. I am proud of John Mahama appointing this man to lead the ministry. I hope he goes on. He monitors the Black Stars. It shouldn't just be soccer. And that is the mistake we make all the time. The minister, you are in charge of Ministry of Sports and Recreation. I want your concentration to be on cold soccer. Let your concentration go down. The under 12 games, the under 14 games. That is where you need to pump majority of the money. Don't put the money in the Black Stars. Black Stars, you're from now on. There are millions of people who want to play for Black Stars. Intendano, you're from as a player. That's how you say you are not ready to play for the Black Stars. Stay home. I want the sports minister to pump the money into cold soccer and women football. Because over America, their women national team, they have won more medals. They have won World Cups. They have won more than the American men's team. It means when you pump money into the female soccer, male soccer, any cold soccer now, you are not necessarily neglecting the Black Stars, but at least you are securing your future as a nation when it comes to soccer. I want the sports minister to look more down there, to look at juvenile soccer, to look at the intercolleges. They need to look at the juvenile soccer. They need to look at the female games, the female league. Pump money in there. And Mbani League, put money in there. Let the women's league be the same as the men's league. Let the women's league play the same time the men's league are being played. Meaning, near Wamba League, not omubo first and San Mbemani game number. We should be able to join the women's league with the men's league. So game never start at 3 o'clock. The game should start at 1. And Mbani game can be played and the men's game can be played from 3 or 4 o'clock. This is how the FA should sit down. Ghana game and you necessarily say born for 3 p.m. We can play Ghana games at 4 p.m. What you can do is that move the women's game from 1 to 3 and the Ghana's and Mbema game from 4 to 5 or whatever. So that is what you need to make changes. Let us go to a stadium and watch 2 games. Yanshan Mani game and Yanshan Mbemani game at the same time. When we are covering the games, we are covering Mbani game and Mbemani game. That is what we do. And also pump money in disability sports. Because share Black Stars and the disability team or Ghana in all fields, Paralympic, they have won more medals than the Black Stars. So, idea say, Black Stars, we should take it away. Disability for all levels. When they go to Olympics, they win more medals than Ghana for Black Stars. I have no problems with the Black Stars, but this is the time we have to spread the money. Majority of the money should go down there. It should not stay up there. For some people who are already professional players, making millions of dollars, taking our money again. Pate is already rich. Dede Ayew is already rich. Jordan Ayew is already rich. Black Star players are already making good money. They have been making money. They have done their investment. They should not be the thing say more. And the Black Star crank out born and came out 4,000 cries. Okay. Black Stars and over Black Stars a bonus of $5,000. It should be enough. And there's over Black Star and your bonus should not be over $5,000. It should be enough. What do you need? We are calling you for a national assignment. We need to push the money down there. Paralympic sports, juvenile soccer, women's league. Momian joining women's league with the men's league. Obabi owa ofie, oni nikuru na ofie, ne niji soccer ho. But Sunday no, nikuru kwa because ball. There's something that is going to make that woman want to go to the stadium and watch. We don't necessarily have to start our game at 3. We can start the game at 1. Mbani from 1 to 3 near upon the same field, and Beman between from 4 to. We can do that. We should be able to do that. This is not rocket science. Let's look at things again. Because we are leaving the female soccer behind, the grassroots soccer, we are leaving it behind. And Ghana. The best sports facilities in Ghana, it was Obuasi. Yani at our age in Obuasi, at age 9, 10, 11, na Amanfoko pool, Echo swim Olympic pool. People were playing golf. People were playing badminton. Young people were playing tennis. People were playing hockey. It was only in Ghana. And a young man at the age of 10, 12, 13, 14 who is playing tennis, who is playing squash, who is playing soccer. Anglo Gold Ashanti AGC Nkwana Newo younger soccer academy. So what we experience when we are young, 90% of the people in Ghana did not experience. You can't full blast that bisa na your boss na wo. You can't full blast that bisa yene near your boss na wo. We went through this, so we have been there. We know how it feels like. We need to bring the whole thing down. Let the younger, the grassroots feel the Ghana talent. Let us go bring it from down. Ni enjoy BBR Black Stars. BBR Black Stars. They are Black Queens are Black Stars in Yebi. What kind of nonsense is that? So, Mr. Minister, really look at the Premiership first. Make sure the Ladies League and the Men's League, the professional league, they should all be played on the same day. Some games can be played on Saturdays. Some games can be played on Sundays. The idea of playing the Women's League in a different day and playing the Men's League on a different day, it is killing the Women's League. Join the Women and Men's League. Let the games all be played the same day. Let people be able to go to the field, to the park, and enjoy Women's League and Men's League. Let people go there and see a package. Let people go there and enjoy. Let people go there and see different talent. We cannot always go and watch Asante Kotokone House of Folk. We should also go and watch their ladies' clubs. We should also go there and build that excitement. Please, Mr. Minister, this is not a plea. This is basically an instruction. Yes, this needs to be done. Because you are check. So this has to be done. With all due respect, Mr. Minister, put team together and let them look into this. Now, there is another story. The next story is this. A year, Nancy NPP for a year, some jandam. I say jandam. Jandam. You bet my boy jandam swa. Why you better say no correct? Nancy na you paying the 1 month for kumim. Jandam. Who fucking? Now I could share Bema or you be force. I jandamist. And the way who crank ye. Obet my question them now we create a story. Do their show. No, I catch us on our choice and then you're not try it. I can say now it's not son out here. Bema or say before ye jandamist. Don't go there because they were built to be jandamists. Omu to be jina atroswa be a month. One say ya wukra ye do one tro be jedi. That is how they are built. Inti jandam ye dangerous. So who should be a jandam ni also body to okuno one time. Because we jai jandam ni 1 month obetuma say kro. Inti the moment about say way the jumani say jandam no also body trimu to o tetena na jo. Now we say where the jandam no ye osoria jandam wa cancer o tetena ten ala jo no bontima to atwene because sanipa no or a dangerous say bonsam. Inti jandam ya de bia e dangerous. We should not play with jandam. Obi a wizard and a jandamist or a dangerous. The Wontumi and say Wontumi said that tenase. No man can say be say asimesi. Enti de na yenye. Yamfa asem entu asimesi so. John Mahama, you ever see a good animasi? Yamfa some to John Mahama so. About your way, you best say no. Yamfa because jandamist, where they derive their inspiration from is from pain. On says so be a before a yaw no dear before. So who can consent a yaw no dear conconsa, a yahoya and dear conconsa. Normally, their life is not in a smooth level. Normally, they have failed in life. The things they expect to achieve, Wontumi achieve, when they see people achieve there, now abedani beye. Until when you see a jandamist, their inspiration is drawn from something called a hatred and pain. Until idea who and they say somebody is enshrined, somebody believes in their lies and they are jandamist. Sani pano, omu se before. Obetuma catch us a one kasa kwa unye dipa. Obetuma kan be 6 months. Obetuma jina sa asem so a wo kra ye kan wasa because ampo yesi me nipa. That is how dangerous than jandamist, especially jandam ni oye before. Enti nipa sa no na o tete na najo. U jandamist sana o tete na najo. Di no akroko no body trimutuo. Tei no jano ho. Ana o tete no. Wo o tete na sebe wako jina baby o twa abrewa bi akọ hwehwe no now they are fam into sa jandamist no me dangerous. You need to kill them. You don't give them space to grow because of him one jandamist obetumi agrumi 500 jandamist obetuma say kro jandam ehu and almost started jandam no You can see clearly how their life is going. Almost any permanent jobs. Almost any adebi omo create they can be proud of. There are people almost mate almost starting they have done better than them. They don't really have anything they can hold on to and say this is what I have achieved. Into debiano jandamis for no almost a danger. So when you see somebody who is a jandamis and a wizard, body trimu tokuno. Now mamenchiro bibi and the NPP for I started a release a year Jandambi about a year Ghana embassy in Washington DC. Now, Nansay yenye a year auditor course for Washington DC Ghana embassy waha. A year the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Who say a year chrono any dream be a course for a year Ghana embassy Washington DC a memo. And a year Okujato Black or minister. Or yes said ye some minister yes obeshishim. In Tom Shishem, we no moon said Abi, Nipe bi wa embassy wa, the embassy no a dijrum, the embassy no a bokrono, until the minister took action. And let me tell you, Sadia where a see what embassy no, and then start you. It has been a long thing that has been going on at the embassy. This is the first time we have seen a minister decide to say, take bold action, ripping people off. Use the embassy no edi wian kofosika. Our Ghana embassy US, Ghana embassy UK, around the world, Portugal, and Spain, no, and then start it has been there for years. The reason why it is new today, MPP for them pen say somebody has come into office and decided they want to reset the system. Now, Nancy Okujato Blakwa decided say a decision needs to be taken. Our Ghana embassy near making sure the right thing is done when people basically send their passports to the embassy. The embassy will basically take the passport, protect the data, and make sure whatever services they need to render to the person, such services are 100%. Now, I had a minister who said, "Sign your man a very important sales here." Recently, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in Kofuaba embassy in Ejumano, MPP for say. Eya ablakwa NDC for ekofa NDC for aba be yedwuma wo embassy wo enintina omoka say embassy services enye. This should tell you say MPP for na Jimmy because enye MPP for nkwa na ko Ghana embassy Washington DC. Enye MPP for nkwa na ko the consulate Ghana's consulate New York City. Enye MPP for nkwa na ko UK Ghana embassy. Yeni Ghana for ni nyina na ko embassy wo. Me last year me ko Jimmy visa and the Kufuado me Jimmy visa Ghana embassy. I know how the process is and the corruption that goes on at the embassy. Say obitina baby can say a block take a decision way because or person or the NDC for bawa na nipa we Jimmy to the sense say or say we all don't know the situation going on at the embassy. 99% of Ghana from America, UK, Belgium, Spain, Italy, around the world, they know say the corruption at AC in these various embassies, it is high. 99% of Ghana from they are all happy. Say the MP, the minister has taken a decision, has taken a move, and that things have started changing. It is only MPP from Kwana Omajuni say. Sad decision way that has been taken, it is political and NDC for per se. Now I want to say this, and it needs to be said. Say NDC for the omukọ for embassy wabe ejuma. Now are qualified to do that job. Why not? Say a black wabe for NDC for are qualified. Professional, good with a customer service job. They do not basically mix a private work with their work. Embassy Ghana form your NDC for legitimate. Why not? Now then NDC for qualify some Ghana for. So this kind of politics now MPP, I always tell Ghana for say, and especially the NDC, don't fall for this stupid politics. You have to kromha. And another danko kufu about power. We saw what happened at the Ghana embassy. Ya wamkofu more Ghana embassy wa bekono mo ho mu ni medwuma mo ye. Omo ne nam ho nkwasiafo. Ya so na tamsika mo adentra na ye de party echi o. An na New York ye MPP for and ye de obegu consulate, and ye de obegu embassy. And omudi nkwasiasem. I want to tell the minister something. Say ohu NDC for me qualified. NDC for willing to be professional in their job. So NDC for ombetuma adwuma na atigana enim a Ghana ni betuma ba embassy wo ema ne nsaka ne passport, the data will be protected. The embassy will run as a professional entity. The embassy will have the right things done. So when you NDC for employ them and put them in the embassies. As far as they all qualify, almost you Ghana for, because you see, and NPP for Ghana for. It is our argument metia na NPP for say I NDC for cause NDC for be embassy na come go Somalia formula. So I will tell the minister, you should not even shy from this. Tell them, yes, if there's an NDC person who is qualified to do this job, I will bring the NDC person to do the job and make sure Ghana for enya edian sa emfaso. That is what we need. We don't care whether NDC and NPP need a embassy. We want the best of services. So your NDC now be ejuma say we am pay. Na say me passport ne ba. Na that same day mo receive passport no. Now be frame catch am so mo receive my bring me code. Na me to me track my passport. Na be because so I don't care who is an MPP or NDC at the embassy. What I care about is that the professionalism level is high. So a black one and the NDC should not shy away. If they have NDC for correct, professionals, bring them to the Ghana embassy in Washington DC. Spread them around the world. Let them go and do the job. Efficient embassy. We don't care about which political party who belongs to, because every embassy you go in the world, around the world, they're Ghana Diano. Sa embassy or MPP ni or NDC. You cannot tell me say embassy be any Ghana wa any NDC ni MPP ni. It is right, and I'm telling the minister respectfully, if you have NDC form you're qualified, the experience, they will let the work be easy for us Ghanaians. Send your banner be jumana, your passport ba, your visa na, your passport na, enya. Let them come and do their job. In fact, find this for our monitor omo. Do not follow this nonsense party and their stupid statements. And our cover NDC for now NDC for Somalia, NDC for Taiwan, MPP for Jimmy. You see, they always accuse people of the things they do. So let's study MPP for, because the party was built out of Jandam, every day biano, because that is what they believe in. Into Adebi Omo Yebiano and Adebi Oma Yebiano, that is what they always want to accuse people of. It is not this MPP Nikas away a cromfoa. Adena why or accusing somebody on. So what is the MPP Nika say? Wait, Wakota die or Dubai. No, say I didn't know news and the party for any and also the two. So that is what the MPP is. Omu Jimmy for they are not intelligent. Yeah, they are minus almost 8 years. Oma destroy embassies. We are seeing Ghana embassies. Take it from them, give it to NDC for me ready, and make those people lead the embassies and do a professional job. That's all. Me Doma Hene and John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, Odru Doma. And Sebio or Bontwa that Ghana for say about a year about Motomano, and also Equaco Shemukena a year a bar or share Ghana for, and I was a Ghana for I am for Nimpeni 40 through Oshomo, any Ghana for Motuabamano, Aquenia, and say almost so tunifu. And I say, the Doma Kumaswa, Omon Pesa president in the rain final, Mopeso Kaino, Omon Kaino, where a president to Niminyansa or Pese, a bar or share Nipa, and in Common Mudiano, Sebio, Obuo Munti. Or pese de biano or ne omunya in conversation or no munya that contact or no munya sa de in comedian in kitauno send ye beya de biano or de beboa na ban ne chichire and a jama kopie bono na kopie ye doma na ende doma hene eji John Dramani Mahama fe na efese John Mahama drew doma se na ochia ahemfunsem obre no ho ase odi ebuo ni nidie ema hemfo sebio on didi ahemfo atam se kwasi ampanyi no on kira ahemfo so mo sorry John Mahama di nidie ebu ni mu ene ahemfo di nkomo eye omo awa tu ebi kasagu na sum ono so kabigu ebi mu asum eye odo a nipa mo eho nyina etwa hia ehu se we ye panyini a onim nyansa enche se kwase ano enti Ghana fo nyina hu se yenya enyansa fo mu die so eni John Mahama deche Ordinary Musuas no, na Professor Nano Pokwazman, so the Namusio sro, and Omudico Pie, a year bono, a year doma. Na doma hine your hinekasie. I could get because doma hine your hinekasie, they say, Uyi Ghana ahemfo eye miensa oka ahemfo a sebio omadwene sebio emudo ye. Enye easy say on a normal day obeshia ohini a osaye judge difficult to find. Obetuma shia ohini a wako school. Obetuma shia ohini a wotu kwan abobra. Obetuma shia ohini a otumika brofo. But for a chief to be a judge, it means about academics or you're very intelligent and very smart. About what we call traditions and customs, or you're very also smart on that. And about how to conduct themselves. Into do not underestimate on Hinesa. Because I know he be a Tumiko law school. And I know he be a Tumiko law school sabe judge. Very unique and very exceptional. Let's not underestimate that. Into the mahine your hinia or your hinikasiye. Sebio and say Debi Yankopon eton in Safred of Mahinia. Nyansa woni tirima sebio odebeko ensia do no. Sa nyansa na ebe che say ebenyo hinibia. Sebio ono so ye jeja obedi Ghana so. Inti enye easy. This is a unique thing. And that's why I keep telling Ghana for say nyome bi wo ha o say mo ye bon ho ban. Nyome nipa bi o say kura omo. Because in Ghana's history, some people are making history without us recognizing the history they are making. And it's not me, Oma open respect. I made bema on hinia. Me yi ahemfu funuma. Me papa ne die nim. Do my hene me yinim frim. Me se me yi ahemfu num e Ghana me bu omo pa. Me papa na number 1. Omo for no maka na do my hene me yinim frim oka ho. Enti I do not underestimate the intelligence and relevance of Domahene, because Domahene, he does not see things just in the traditional way or in a chieftaincy way. He also sees things in a legal and professional way. So when you have your legal and professional, and have all about customs, traditions, and onya sa intertwining brain na unique and marvelous na. It is easy to govern or take advice from such people. It is a utiemia. And your hine ni sebio obi ana adwene mu do a wetime dia hensemechi asadia bodie emra ediatena akunyom edimra. Eno ne do ma hene. Now ma menjudwa asem nim. Bibu hene bia me amena na kese otufo na na pia wodo me chenchen hene Kevin Taylor na na oni se me do and also do me. Conduct enti ende Jomahama kodru doma no. De doma hene ekaye or say conduct a thorough and listen to me very well. Conduct a thorough investigation into the $58 million National Cathedral scandal and ensure that all those found culpable are held accountable without fear or favor. Mami jujo ma pizza to for no montiasie na Ghana no ye din koma enkomo no ejina na so. Enye President John Mahama okodu doma no. Odias doma hene ohene kese a wodoma de asem eto John Mahama in President Mahama. Now asema me kind of bro for no see Mr. President ebua e wo se Ghana ni bia de ma wo no ye de ama wo. Aba bia wo se ye hwe so eto ma wo no ya to ama wo. Gidi a ye nya wo wasemu a wo ka kire ye time a wo ye campaign no eno ne gina so de to aba ma wo. O sa benya tumi no ebua wo de ama ya wasa aba ye nim a sebio wantiantia ese sebio ye yankwara no sa ebuo no ni die na wo de ama ye no eno so ya som. Na yembom ye ya hemfo ye judges. Ye di ni penim ene ye di man nim. Ya no ntia obi akeke sebio ya dwene ansane yakasa na de eda ye koma so ne se imbre bi aban bi baaye eyi broni sika $58 million a sebio sa sika no ebetime se regional hospital be edu e odoma ama aban ya ba ya na na dodan kwekufo do die nim sebio omo yi sa sika na ye $58 million no ekotu amena omo ka se ye friend cathedral na doma hene ye ohine na adwene ko enim na adwene mu do sebio wasua dia wotuma be judge no. Onim say there was never a day Nana Dankwe Kufuor ejina Ghana for him say and I say e ka kire say oni ye social contract and I say or di or say or promise say obesi cathedral enti ye nyina na ye nim mra ni hu say sa cathedral no krampo in the first place no na sebio ekwan ya fast one edisi no na enim mram ti do ma hene e ka kire John Mahama say Mr. President nyame ene nukrem ya pese wo bien their investigations in Shishemu because $58 million to amena for National Cathedral no wo John Mahama wo ma enemy doma hene me nana no mo doma ye sika sebio embayiwa abata ye omutidwom ekunafoɔ sika bodwa omutua to no saa sika no na aban ɛbaa no ɛgyegye yɛde kotu saa mena no na dɔmahene ɛpa ɛyɛ John Mahama sebio enidie kwan so kyɛw sɛ ɛyɛ saa nhwehwɛmu no on make sure sɛ sebio onyi ehu ɛne nhwehwɛnimu ɛne sebio nipa bi ehu bɔbɔ ɛmfiri na kumem na ɔma nani ɛnkɔ nhwehwɛmu no na nipa bia ne ho bɔ mu a ɔdi sika so ɔyɛ politician o so ɔyɛ sɔfo o so ɔyɛ ɔhene o nipa bia ne ho bɔ $58 million no saa nipa no yɛmfa ne mbɛgyina mmara no na yɛntwe na so enti dɔmahene akyerɛkyerɛm dɔmahene ɛde ɛyɛ mmara onim the legal intelligence ɛde afa asɛm no ho ɛde to John Mahama anim sɛ sebio ɔyɛ ɔhene a ɛnkyɛ sɛ Ghana nsɛm ɛmfa ne ho ebi ahemfo bi na ɛnka ebi ahemfo bi na bɛto bɛ na ɔno deɛ oni babu ɛyɛ asɛm no kora no yɛnto sɛbe nti odwudwa mu a nyansɛm ɛne brɔfum ɛne ɛyɛ dɔmakasɛm ɛne legally which is not easy to acquire as a chief or the territory and or the John Mahama say Mr. President ma weni embra sa asem no ho ena cathedral na abanya na edie so esi ya $58 million yira no hwehwem pensem gigam hwe nipa omu di abro omu wi sika so mo pa na twe o maso na bebi sika na kohye bia no Mr. President Jibra domahene asem nie it comes with wisdom and legal backing. It is not just chieftaincy statement. It is not just religious. It is not just their rituals and their customs and tradition. It is also backed by legal intelligence. And that is something that is unique, which we need to protect. Also, Mr. President, see too much chairman one atum, chairman tweet tuma, obiani wa chairman one. Sabio, ono hene krampo on chairman one, or Ghana ni, and a kufu sun chairman one. Inti mama ye nyina sebio mama ye ninko asem no so na ye ndi akire na National Cathedral omo ye den omo wi ayisika no ye nso omo pa ye fara beku na ukọ chebi impotemu a ope omo masaya asase pa ediewu edi galamsey asai eye chebi area ho a abrantie wi ye fara beku now MPP was no na wa brantie bi a sebio na oku galamsey na sa brantie no oku galamsey at that point na sebio yamani to me now sa brantie no and John Dramani Mahama eyi ni DC was sa important him na the MPP for through abrantie we a oye hooligan why galamsey wo chebi in fact the NIB, the CID office, they need to open investigation on this guy. The level of galamsey akwawe eye ni chebino. He's being backed by ahimfie. He's being backed by impenifua omo sa chebi area hodo. Asase abrante we asen wo chebi won me catch why you be shocked. Now they have mounted some attacks biwo one appointee at John Mahama and they are using Asasi radio. Gabi Ochedakon dia achimfo kakra bia kronfo ne dia. And amopese omode say the person who has been nominated to be the DCE of the area. Now nipa and the yini DCE sa Etiwa East. Your friend Ernest Owusu in team. Now, the end achim for the be omo ya galamsey ne say. Omo pese omo use Asasi radio nom the tanisha branty way image. The problem they have with this man is that Sa branty has stood firm for years in his fight against galamsey. And no crack on ma John Mahama ka say ombra no be DC. Na on make sure say sa omo achim potem ho a omo aye galamsey asase ahimfu bi hye protect omo and ukọ sa Etiwa East area ho a ukọ hu omo su a enite. It is because of this man called Ernest Owusu team. Sa branti we the next form or ku galamsey na MPP form sa area ho no create nyoma bi de to branti no so and they anom de court. What they want to do in say they want to malign this gentleman to the point say on free so as DC So okoshe edwuma eye abranti e frɛ no Ernest Owusun team aye ewo Etiwa Easter, you'll be shocked as a DC. Now, upon all the pushovers, ahemfo no mutata no eye impenifo a na omo NPP abamu etata abranti we even time na omo DC. This man say me be phone lines sisi a omo mo area ho no omo bedi adanse. And the Oko sa area ho na apart from Abeku and the NPP group omo ye gala abranti we mpeni omo no. Most of the people who do legal mining, registered legal mining, no, they are all doing the right thing. This gentleman is helping. He is streamlining a legal mining or that area. Now, Abeku, abranti we, your friend Abeku, or intimidating Kofo, or boom Kofo, and Brewan or Chitu almost. In fact, in Tokobina who say Sim Rebia. Na omunam achim krom ho ebubotuo no, these were the guys behind it. Inti omanya ahemfo ena omohyehyɛ Abeku mu achi ena omoti eyeden sa Etiwa East wo ena omo sensase. Inti now the agenda is that Gabi Ochidakuma asase radio no ene na omo de ye propaganda etia DC na waba no, because they know say as far as Ernest DC did there, they can never do their illegality. These are some of the works of Abeku. They have destroyed lives. These are people we cannot allow to go on. Mr. President, Maweninko eye Etiwa East. Inti agenda ni nyina say they want to destroy the DC. Ena omuguo ena omubunko fokokogu. Ena omubumbrewa. And I'm tatanko for Chitro nkofo so of friend no chairman Wontumi aka Abeku Santana and Otowo and I himfuni bi sherechi into agenda ni nyina so mbetete DC, you know. I want the military to go in there. Sankofo, you need to gun them down. I want the military to go in there. They need to go and stop this guy. Adia omo teacher bi ho you know. This is what they have been doing. And I himfubi so much and they have pump action guns amomo. And no can almost say brown and no good heavy ho. And I say, you be say on boa no more cogaram sea. No more for Kutukan be no more say ni pano. Almost to me threatening the parts of Mekuno. Into what video duma or see DC way or so a ding. The agenda is that they want to do everything possible. And as John Mahame, you know, I'm a person BBR into Omo use Asase FM. Asase FM eye Gabi Ochidakye eye sa achim for ketewa no Asase FM and omo dey destroy DC, you know. Inti ade bechi no me asema koto no so ade bechi no me asema koto no so because omo nim say as far as Ernest DC, you know, omo ntimi nya gala. I am telling the Ghana military, you need to go in there because sa Abeku ne nkofo no etu a eye Ekufuado mu jama sa mrantie no. The amount of weapons remember be show omo dem baby a omo di omo tuogu baby a omo di omo weapons egu majority of them omo sit dying omo di weapons de gum ebi gugu wurem omo angasa boys na videos they are breme. I'm going to forward them to you, but sir brand to from Abeku no, the military, the Ghana police service, look for this man. Galam say na ekoso ho ni nyina etu omo bobo ni nyina enkofo we di anim ye from Abeku kwasia. The demonstration you are having, is it do you have permit for it? Can who feel be? Can any tan be? No can be. Demonstration I would the police for table. Sad demonstration I also we no permit can who wing. And these foolish ingrates. Can you perform tan be? Na police ni to no body yamutua. Yes, the police na I the bonny. Kwasia we ogina ho beka just onim nyansa sa demonstration a ogina wo say omonko boko no sa tani nkwasi atafo na no mudi manim no sa antafo ni bi na omagim na mudi manim ade no wanka so omonko boko no omonko defend omo na wo kwasia mpanyi social media na ayefo onye adwuma osore na kwotena ha na wakeka nkofo wansama na osore ko yese kohwe oto obi nchen nipa fin say oh yeah demonstration without permit and you have the audacity, a dirty fool like you, to threaten a police officer. Ghana ne muafo John Mahama na wakuma na me police name ginawa anka utim tenyan na ma child say unlawful gathering nie. You are threatening my life. That police officer will not go to jail. Do you know that? Jimmy. Kwasia we to me da hono no bada. Nyansa omunibi. Because you see, they live in that social media world. Enti Kwasia mpen your course for phone di mechi nature nankofo omunya adwuma. These are aimless dirty looking boys. And them one was about to me hugging your way. Now I hug away to a phone tare no kon ho. Hwe na no won ne nim tantan ne ho fi. You are part of an unlawful gathering. You are not even supposed to even be there in the first place. Into your boat to Okua, the police is right. You get what I mean? He stood before EOCO officers and threatened them. They were supposed to kill him. The next time they go there, also body to no much send the permit wine because one of the say a secured location, a security zone. So how do you walk to a security zone in front of Yoko? Now where Jimmy tell me to Funti, where Jimmy tell you that everything is built on social media. Now you are at a security zone threatening a police or a security officer all because of NPP nearby and went to me Ambo Brano.